Buongiorno! Welcome to World of Warships. Oh, that's so terrible. That's so terrible. Why did I even bother doing that? Oh my god. It's really embarrassing. Sorry, everyone. Roll titles! Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warships. I am playing the Duca Degli Abruzzi. I am not very good at Italian, as you can tell. It's a tier 7 Italian new cruiser. I am playing on Neighbours with a friend of mine, Not So Retro Jacko. You'll be seeing him every now and then. There he is. I have been away doing uni work and normal work, so I've been a bit lazy with doing videos, as you might as well have noticed, seeing as this is the first time in ages I've actually bothered to even make one. Now, this game, I'll just go over some stats of the ship, as well as how I played the game, how me and my friend worked together. It won't look like we worked together that much, but we did. He might tell you otherwise. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about the health of the ship and compare it to some others in the game. It's tier 7. It has 32,500 HP, which is pretty average for the tier. The only one that kind of beats it on health-wise is the Miyoko, but I'll go through why that's not necessarily true in a minute. The Shores has 32.2 thousand damage, the York has 32.6, and Pepsi-Cola has 34,000 damage health. So, in terms of how survivable it is, it's pretty average. Its armor is, as you'd expect it, it's a cruiser. It's not great. If you angle, you're going to bounce some shells, but battleships will probably and most likely overpen or overmatch your armor and just do full damage anyway. So it's just a cruiser. Be careful, stay at your range, burn them down kind of thing. You'll see in just a second that we'll encounter some enemies. We're going over to where the Cap A would be to help this flank, and for some reason all of the team has decided to come out here as well. No idea why. You'll see me use torpedoes. I'll be using them every now and then, maybe, if I can. They are 12 kilometer, 51 knot torpedoes. They don't do a hell of a lot of damage, but they're pretty useful in terms of just randomly chucking them out there. You'll see now that a Gneisenauer is just going to drive past me. I am not detected, so someone is having a go at shooting at him, and I just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I take a Citadel. Wonderful. I can't say that it made me happy, but the good thing about this ship is it has a heal. Yes, that's what makes it nice and survivable, because it can take the damage and heal back some of that damage whenever you need to, which makes the health pool slightly more than what it actually says. And at tier 7, that is really, really useful, especially if you get whacked by a battleship. You can then go and hide behind islands, play around at range and heal your health back, and it won't be as bad as, for example, in the Pensacola. If you get Citadel'd, you're buggered, pretty much. I think it heals back about 6k per heal, if you can heal back that much anyway. Now, the guns of the ship, it is 10 guns, situated in a 2-3-3-2 setup. They are 152 millimeters. The HE isn't very good. With 152 millimeter guns, you need the IFHE skill, which I don't think is that great. I think it's kind of a trait with the Italians that they have bad HE, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to pen stuff. I think the Italians should have the quarter pen like the Germans and the English HE, because it would just make them feel a hell of a lot better. And then you wouldn't need the IFHE, which you could use those 4 points of a captain on, I don't know, AFT, for example, which would help out with the AA and the defensive fire module that you can see on the bottom as well. Now, the shells, actually, they have a 6% fire chance at the moment. That's because of that's with flags, with Demolition Expert, and IFHE. So the IFHE reduces the fire chance by, I think it's 3%. Demolition Expert increases it by 2%. So you're losing 1% overall, but that could be made up with flags. The two fire starting flags, which for the life of me I now cannot remember the name of. Anyway, the shells travel out at 920 millimeters a second. Not millimeters a second, that is not very good. Meters a second. Like the shores, I'm going to compare it to the shores quite a bit, because it's 155 millimeter guns. It's got 12 of them. They're quite similar. Because they go up to 950 meters per second. It's quite similar, but the AP of this ship is fantastic. It is nearly 1,000 meters per second, like the Duca d'Aosta, with its 1,000 meters per second AP, which I think is going to be a trait with the Italians once the cruisers actually come out. As I said before, the AA is it's not great. It's not the best. It'd definitely be improved with AFT and BFT, but those 4 points you're going to be putting into concealment and IFHE. So unless you have a 19-point captain, you're probably not going to be taking all 3 of those 4-tier skills. Alright, we've noticed that our cap is in danger, as seeing as everyone has gone all the way around to the south. So I have come back with my friend to defend the cap. He is inside of the cap, defending against a destroyer, I think. And I'm just using my torpedoes and guns to try and distract and confuse the battleships, which are also heading in to the cap. This ship is actually really quite fast. It does 35.5 knots, which is it's not the best, but it does make it good in a straight line, because people can't tend to hit you like they're struggling to hit me now. The only problem I have with this ship is the turning. The rudder shift is 7.1 seconds. It is kind of fast, but the ship itself turns in 680 meters, but you can't really feel that in battle. It feels sluggish, and it feels like you can't turn the ship quick enough, which kind of hurts you in battles such as against other cruisers, which might be able to outturn you and get to your citadel. But it can go into stealth quite easily. Its detection is It's 9.5 kilometers. That's with concealment expert and a camo. I'm using the Ocean Soul camo, mainly because I need credits at the moment, because I'm as skint as hell. Got no money whatsoever. It doesn't look the best, but it gives you credits. Well, it gives you 20% more credits. It doesn't just give you credits. It's not a money tree. Inside of a smoke, so if you paired up with a DD, it would be very good, because its concealment is then 5.2 kilometers. So you could quite comfortably sit at range in a smoke, have your DD spot, and burn the targets to the ground. Well, I say burn the targets to the ground, but I've already pointed out that the HE isn't great and the fire chance is subpar. But you'll find that I actually set quite a few fires in this game, which I didn't mind whatsoever. I don't think I ever got torp hits on anything, but they're a good threat nonetheless. I like this ship. I really do. I can do quite a bit of damage. You can stay at range. You can heal back damage done to you. I think it's a well-rounded ship, and it kind of proves the point that cruisers, I think they really need a heal when they get to tier 7 and up. And cruisers in general need a heal, but I think tier 7 up would make the game a whole hell of a lot better. It would make the experience for players a whole hell of a lot better from tier 7 and up if they just got a heal, because let's be honest, they don't get a whole hell of a lot of love in this game. At the moment, it's all battleships, and even cruisers, not cruisers, DDs are even taking a hit at this point. So all in all, yeah, I like this ship. I think the guns are good. I think they have a really nice feel to them. You can hit targets at range. Your range is only 15.1, but and at this range, it's pretty good. If you had a longer range, if you used the spotting plane instead of the defensive fire, you wouldn't have a problem hitting ships at more than 16 kilometers because of the actual velocity of the guns. The heal is obviously the strong point for if you want to buy the ship. It has a heal, which it just a good quality of life. It means you can take the damage and not have to worry about it later on. Obviously don't take too much damage because you only get 3 heals in the first place, and you're a cruiser, so don't show the broadside, otherwise you'll just you'll blow up. Anyone sneeze in your general direction and you're gonna die. Gneisenau now is gonna do a valiant thing of torpedoing that Leon inside of our cap, hopefully, and I'm gonna get some lasting damage on this. Last bits of damage on this Gneisenau now, hopefully. I'll try out the AP every now and then, but it didn't do too much because I just switched to it at the wrong time and they were angled away. The only things I don't like about this ship is the AA is a bit meh, and it can be a bit sluggish. One thing I definitely do like are the torpedoes. I have managed to get some surprise torpedoes on a few people. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below to see if tell me if you're gonna buy it, and I hope I catch you next time.